It wasn't a nightmare. It was real. The New York Giants pissed away the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft with a meaningless Week 17 win over Joe Flacco and the Indianapolis Colts. On today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know for Week 18, what the Giants need to do, what they need to have happen, and how they can get as close as they can to the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. As you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Oh, yesterday was something, wasn't it? An opportunity to cash in the number one pick with just two more losses after you had your fans sit through the worst year in franchise history of the New York Football Giants, just for you to squander the opportunity to head into the offseason with a clear vision, with a clear path, with an idea of who you wanted to pick and how you wanted to build that team around that pick in free agency, through trades, the coaching staff, and the general manager position. Look, I understand some people are happy about the win yesterday, and that is fine. Some people just want to root for the Giants to win no matter what, and I get that. But if you are celebrating yesterday like the Giants won Lombardi number 5, and you think that that win is going to carry over any type of momentum or any type of locker room feel or any type of cohesion between the team, you're wrong. Because the New York Giants, they did that last year. They won 3 meaningless wins with Tommy DeVito, and the culture did not carry over, and that is why the Giants are the worst team in the NFL this year, but they won't be getting the number one pick. Alrighty, let's start with this. The New York Giants sit right now at the number 4 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft with a 3-13 record and a strength of schedule of .551. There are 4 teams tied with a 3-13 record. The way the tiebreaker is broken is by strength of schedule and the easiest strength of schedule. That is why the New England Patriots are picking first with a strength of schedule of .469. The Tennessee Titans, .513, and the Cleveland Browns, .540. So if the Giants, Browns, Titans, and Patriots all lose next week, the order will stay the same of Patriots, Titans, Browns, and the New York Football Giants. The following would have to occur for the Giants to own the strength of schedule tiebreaker against the Browns. So if the Giants and Browns both lose, there is a way that they can leapfrog the Browns to get to the number 3 pick. The Saints have to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Saints just lost to the Raiders. The Jags have to win against the Colts. The Dolphins have to win over the Jets. The Lions have to win over the Vikings. And the Rams have to win over Seattle. So that's probably not all that likely. There is a world where the Giants, though, do get the number 1 pick in the NFL Draft, with the Patriots losing, with the Patriots winning, with the Titans winning, and the Cleveland Browns winning. All 3 of those teams have to win, and the New York Giants have to lose for the Giants to get up to the number 1 pick. If the Giants, though, beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they will fall all the way to the number 9 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. That would be my biggest crash out ever. For the Giants to clinch the number 2 pick in Week 18, you got to lose to the Eagles, and you need 2 out of the 3 teams to win. Patriots, Titans, or Cleveland. If 2 of those 3 teams win, and the Giants lose, they would move up to the number 2 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Thing with the Patriots winning is they may be going into this week with no desire to win and maybe benching Drake May. Mike Reese, who covers the NFL and the New England Patriots, tweeting out, he was asked about the possibility, he asked Gerard Mayo about the possibility of not playing Drake May due to injury risk. Mayo says all possibilities are under consideration. Drake May's not hurt. He did go into the blue tent on Sunday, but he returned because he was healthy enough to play, which means he is healthy enough to play in Week 18. But the New England Patriots, they get it. They own the number 1 pick right now, and they have no intention of losing it. So what is the most likely scenario for the New York Football Giants? I'm going to say pick number 4, or pick number 3. I think they are going to lose to the Eagles, and I do think that the Patriots are going to lose. And I do think the Titans are going to lose. Maybe the Browns win, or maybe the Browns lose and we also get that help. But if I had to say today, I think the New York Giants are going to end up with the number 4 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. And that is not good. And I know some people, Marshall, they could still trade up. Marshall, they could still make a move. Yeah, they could. The Giants still could trade up. But, man, that's not what you want to do. When you have an opportunity to select a quarterback of your dreams, number 1 overall, and the price of doing so is just the 15 losses that you had this year. So what now? What now for the New York Football Giants? Are they going to stick and pick at number 4? Are they going to try to trade up to get inside the top 2? Another thing about the Giants falling out of the number 1 spot is that the New England Patriots own that pick, obviously. But Marshall, the Patriots don't need a quarterback. Okay. What about the Titans? What about the Browns? What about the Jets? What about the Raiders? What about the Saints? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams inside the top 10 that need a quarterback. And if you include the New York Giants, that is 6. That's 6 teams that need a quarterback. Why am I saying that? Because the Saints could trade up to number 1. The Raiders could trade up to number 1. They love Shedeur Sanders. We know here at Chat Sports that the Raiders' goal is to select Shedeur Sanders. Deion Sanders has liked Instagram videos from Mitchell Renz, the host of the Raiders Report, saying that Deion Sanders wants Shedeur Sanders to be a Raider. So those 2 teams could trade up. The Jets could trade up. That's 3. And the Browns and the Titans, they already own picks ahead of you. The only positive that I can see unfolding out of the loss yesterday is that maybe this brings the Giants closer to selecting Cam Ward, who is my number 1 quarterback in this class. I believe if the Giants had the number 1 pick in the draft, they would take Shedeur Sanders. I would rather Cam. I'd be okay with Shedeur. But maybe at 4, they move up to 2 or they move up to 3 and they get that guy. Or maybe the Patriots just fall back. I don't know. I'm trying to make this glass half full approach. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was not good. You had an opportunity to enter the 2025 NFL offseason knowing who you were going to pick number 1 overall before you made a decision on Joe Shane, before you made a decision on Brian Dable. Now you have to, if you do fire those guys, you got to sell the general manager on picking 4th in the draft and not having a clear path to get that quarterback. You now have to hire a head coach if you fire Brian Dable and sell him on being the head coach of the New York Football Giants without a clear path to get that franchise quarterback. You now have to enter NFL free agency with a plan that is up for grabs and not written in ink because you don't have the number 1 pick. If you did, you could pair players that you think would fit properly with that guy. But most importantly, you are going to have to draft a quarterback by giving up extra draft pick ammunition and potentially a player. Maybe the 2026 first round pick you have. Maybe pick 36 that you have in the 2025 NFL draft. Maybe a first round pick next year and a second round pick this year. You're going to have to pay a premium because you won a meaningless game after you lost 10 in a row and made your fans sit through the worst product you have trotted out on a field under the New York Football Giants' existence. Yesterday was one of the worst days in franchise history. Can it still work out in the way that is positive for the New York Giants? Yes, but it is less likely than it was if you had the number 1 overall pick. It's very upsetting. Very upsetting. You pick 4th right now. There's 1 more week to go. We'll see what happens. We'll be here every step of the way to break it down. So subscribe and turn your notifications on.